When I was in Hilton Head, there is a Piggly Wiggly grocery store.
I love that name.
Yes, the Piggly Wiggly. We used to have one growing up in Virginia. And I think there may be one left. It may be in Hilton Head. I don't know. So it's the only game in town. So I go into the Piggly Wiggly, and we're getting some stuff, and I get some sandwich bags.
Okay.
Now, Mike, I have found these sandwich bags are amazing.
Okay.
These sandwich bags are a Ziploc, and they have, and I quote, unbeatable grip and seal technology. Unbeatable grip and seal technology. It's the bag on the go. Okay. And then there's all kinds of information on the box.
Okay.
More information that I think people will really need.
Okay.
For sandwich bags.
Yeah.
They're BPA free.
That's important.
Okay.
You don't want any of the BPAs in there.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but hey.
Well, it can cause things.
Well, then I don't want it to cause anything. These bags are made with wind power.
Okay.
Now, I know some people may think that if they're made with windmills, these bags may cause cancer. I don't know.
And they may be bird murdering sons of...
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that
according
yet.
to some.
Here in the middle, it says see bottom for details.
Okay.
And I'm like, what details do I need to know about a sandwich bag?
You know, windmills don't work on a globe. You need a flat Earth.
That's true. That is true.
You get that lateral movement across the...
So I went to the bottom
to
read more about these Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
And, to avoid...
Oh, I see the grip and seal. Seal. They have a seal.
Unbeatable.
Unbeatable.
Grip and seal
What
technology.
does it say on the bottom of that circle?
Bag on the go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what did it say on the bottom?
Well, to avoid danger of suffocation, keep bags away from babies and young children. The thin film may cling to nose and mouth and prevent breathing. And I get that. The Ziploc bags are reusable after hand washing and drying.
Oh,
How poor are you
if
you're hand washing a Ziploc bag? Because I think this is $269.
This is going south.
Like
that's an intern at the Ziploc company who was told to come up with positives about these bags.
We do not recommend reusing Ziploc bags after storing raw meat, fish, eggs, or potentially allergy-triggering foods.
Okay.
So if
don't put your nuts in a Ziploc bag. Because if somebody forgets to wash it appropriately, they could have a reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not recommended for use in microwave.
Okay.
Or for storage of liquids. So if you wanted to put some gasoline in here, don't do that. Don't do that.
Well.
Now, there's more.
Okay.
There's more.
Okay.
For product information, storage tips, or recipes.
Storage tips.
Go to Ziploc.com. Now,
oh my God, they have a website.
They have a website.
Okay.
Okay. And if the website isn't enough, if you're old school, if you have questions or comments, there's an 800 number. Now I'm like,
are we going to call this number?
Well, I'm thinking we should.
What's the number?
800.
1-800. Okay, I'm going to put them on speakerphone here.
Okay.
You should be able to hear them.
Okay.
Actually.
Thank you for calling the SC Johnson Care Team. Our office is closed at this time.
Oh, okay.
Our normal business hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, excluding holidays and special closings.
Okay.
Well, that's when you use
Please
Ziploc
call
bags.
back on the next business day.
Okay.
If this is a medical emergency, please call our healthcare professionals at 1-866.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
They're staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Should we?
Again, for medical emergencies, call 1-866.
I've got a medical emergency. Honey, call the Ziploc Hotline. Why are you calling Ziploc if you have a medical emergency?
Is the medical emergency number on there?
No.
You have to call the customer. You have to call for tips. You have to call for storage tips to get to the medical emergency.
So what, if you swallow the bag, then you would call Ziploc?
There's all kinds of medical emergencies you could have.
Like I've got my hand stuck in this bag.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to imagine some of the questions that you would have for Ziploc.
I have so many
questions. You could call up. It's like, I put some grapes in the bag. Is that okay? You could call and say, can I put more than one sandwich in this bag?
Okay.
You could call and say, how do I close it? How do I open this bag?
Do they still do the yellow and blue make green? That was ingenious when they did that, by the way.
It's purple. It's purple and pink. What kind of things can go in this bag is another potential question to ask. Do you like sandwich bags?
Wait. I've got a question. You can't put allergy-inducing things like nuts.
You can't put your nuts in the bag.
But can you put nuts and bolts?
Possible. Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean,
Should you put nuts in the same bag that you put the bolts, or should they be kept segregated?
That's a good question. I put crackers in the bag, but forgot to close it. Now what should I do? That's a good question to ask. Can I eat the bag?
Yeah.
So these are all good questions to ask.
Do you make edible Ziploc? But could you imagine an edible Ziploc? You don't open it. You just
eat the bag.
Eat right through it.
And then it's like, what kind of comment would you have? It's like you call them up.
I tell you what,
I really like these bags.
Right. Another question is, can you put a goldfish in the bag? Because if they say no, them people down at the fair have got a lot of explaining.
Well, another question is, where do I put my goldfish?
Right.
And then they transfer us to the goldfish hotline.
Yeah. Do they have bags large enough for a bass?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because this bag here, how do I know if my bag is big enough? That's a good question to ask them. But if you had more comments, you could just call them up and say, dude, this seal rocks. Yeah. I don't know. Or I like how I can put something in the bag and be able to tell later what it is because you can see through the bag.
Why did you guys stop using yellow and blue make green? You start adding purple and something make pink and blue. Is it red and blue make purple?
You open up the bag. It's purple. It's blue and red.
Blue
and when
and
you
red
close
make
it,
purple. Yeah.
You close it makes purple.
So why did they do that instead of blue and green? Is it because of people with colorblind? Did they complain?
That's a good question. Okay. We'll have to call them back. We'll have to call the hotline. Okay. And if we have a medical emergency,
I have a medical emergency.
That's Ziploc related.
I have a medical emergency. I've put my nuts in a Ziploc bag.
And now what do I do?
I'm colorblind, and I can't tell if I've closed it properly.
Well, I've closed it too much. So now I have a something about Mary situation. Yeah.
I've put my nuts in. Do I put my Frank
and Pig? Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, this Ziploc, this leaves more questions than answers.
It does.
So we have to call these people back.
Strong enough to use again. I can see that.
Right. I mean, how poor are you if you're reusing Ziploc bags?
Yeah.
I don't know.
90 sandwich bags. They couldn't make it. They couldn't put 10 more in there.
They couldn't make it at even 100. But again, Ziploc, it's unbeatable. Grip and seal technology.
Who makes Ziploc?
SC Johnson, a family company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that of the Johnson & Johnson family?
I don't know. I'm not prepared. I wasn't prepared for follow-up questions on this. So
okay. That's more questions for the hotline.
Exactly.
Next week.
So we will call the hotline.
We're going to call that.
Yes,
hotline.
we are. And they're going to make us delete this episode. But I say let them try.
I have. So here's what I really want to know: the medical emergency.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it?
Just see,
it?
I'm bleeding out because your dog scratched my leg. No. I'm going to call Ziploc.
Have they?
For a medical emergency.
Have they just given the number for a local hospital where they are? Do they have a doctor that they have some kind of
I don't know
agreement with that he takes all the Ziploc injuries, or do they have an actual person on staff? Is it a job? Can I go on Monster? Do I need a medical degree to be the Ziploc safety?
I don't know.
Is it a safety degree or is it a medical degree?
Right.
You'd think you would need a medical degree. People are going to call with medical issues caused by or involving the Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Ziploc.
Yeah.
It's I mean, that's sounds permanent.
Yeah.
It does. Be really dangerous.
Yeah. Well, when I was, driving over here,
yeah,
I couldn't wait to talk to you about these Ziploc bags. I had no idea that we would get into a medical emergency situation.
I didn't either.
But now I'm wondering something had to have gone wrong for them to launch a medical emergency hotline number at Ziploc bags.
Yeah, because think of all the things that don't have medical emergency hotlines.
Right.
You buy a hammer. There's no medical emergency hotline for a hammer, and there probably should be.
I accidentally busted my damn
Here's
finger.
the thing. If I put a kid in a room
with a hammer,
with a Ziploc bag and a hammer,
he's going to do more damage with the hammer.
Yeah, but what they're saying is he's in more danger with the Ziploc bag, which I understand. He can suffocate.
Right.
But he's probably going to go for that hammer.